Mrs. Fig.
Don't put away your wand, Harry. They might come back.
So this isn't Yates' fault. This is all the previous movies' faults. Would have helped a little bit to have that moment have any impact if we had seen Mrs. Fig before. Because in the book, it was shocking. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Fig is a witch? In Yates' defense, well, I was about to say in Yates' defense, he didn't try to make a big deal of it, but really built that moment up like we should know who this person was. This is the constant problem with these movies, is they rely on the people that read the books. For those of us that did, we knew that that was Mrs. Fig. For the people that hadn't, they found out that was Mrs. Fig, but they don't know who Mrs. Fig is. Come to think of it, I don't think that was the same playground as in the third movie. Series should be consistent. Please. Why is this so hard? Why did every director decide to do their own thing? And then Yates decided to do his own thing for each movie. Just, I guess at least with a TV series, we'll have a showrunner for the whole thing, so it'll be consistent. Maybe. There's no way Harry is holding Dumbledore up in any way. Like, he's in a headlock right now. What is this blocking? Also, what direction was Dudley given there? Yates. Is that the same? I don't think that's the same house. It's just shot differently.
Who did this to you, boy?
What's with the transitions in the series? What? I know that Vernon Dursley wasn't in the best of health. I can't remember the actor's name. Pretty bad guy, but I think we could have watched him walk across a room to his son. Again, boring changes. This is so dull. In the book, Dudley immediately he's like throwing up in the living room. Petunia is in a panic and trying to figure out what's going on with him. Absolutely smothering him, and how much she's getting in his face trying to figure out what's going on. Harry's like trying to sneak away. Vernon is absolutely livid because before Dudley says anything, he's convinced that Harry did something, and he's in a panic about, maybe Dudley has been tainted, I guess would be the way that Vernon sees it. And there's so much excitement, but what was that? Oh, it's going to take me forever to get through this. I have been recording for 30 minutes now, and we're 5 minutes into this.
You've finally done it. You've finally driven him loopy. I've reached my limit. You hear?
Yeah, you look like it. You're so angry. Oh yeah, I forgot about this crap.
Dear Mr. Potter.
Once again, lack of consistency here. It has been established that wizards deliver normal letters, and the only ones that are not, that actually talk to you, are howlers. This breaks the rules of the world in an extremely negative way, because that means that they could have sent one of these letters to Harry at the beginning of the series when he wasn't being allowed to read his letters, and it would have read it aloud as soon as it got near him, and they wouldn't have had to go through all the trouble. So, by changing this from being a letter, which it's supposed to be inside the book, you've ruined that opening and you've made it dumb. And as I said, those are supposed to be regular letters as they are in the book, except for one howler that's actually for Petunia.
You are hereby expelled.
Justice.
So boring. Why is every ounce of excitement sucked out of every single scene? Why was Petunia not in a panic? Why was Vernon not an absolute loon? Why was there no actual reaction to the owl? I'm sorry, there's supposed to be multiple owls. In the book, that scene is complete chaos. And that was just dull. Yes, you have to cut things for time, you have to shorten stuff, but you could also shorten things by speeding it up. Movies are so boring. They look good, but they're so boring. At least that's the same picture. My gosh, that's sad that is noteworthy. Okay, I kind of like that sound effect. That was a good choice. That was nice. Having the same noise when he opened his eyes as when Voldemort opened his. That was clever and hinty if you didn't know what was going on, and don't know who Mrs. Fig is. What was that spell? Alohomora slowly? Okay, that made absolutely no sense. Why go through the trouble of unlocking the door incredibly quietly and very, 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 very slowly, only to open the door with a flash of light? Can't even claim rule of cool here, because that wasn't. It was quite annoying.
The letter said I've been expelled from Hogwarts.
Oh, you haven't been. Not yet.
Dumbledore has persuaded the minister to suspend your expulsion pending a formal hearing.
All right, just got this giant complaint. Kingsley Shacklebolt was not in the series enough. Kingsley Shacklebolt is an awesome, awesome character. Also, he should have been played by Idris Elba because Samuel L. Jackson's not British. Otherwise, Samuel L. Jackson. Since we can't have him Idris Elba. This guy's fine, but Idris Elba. And while the chaos of the earlier scene would have been preferred, having Moody give the information that he hasn't technically been expelled yet, that there's going to be a hearing, that was fine. That was a good way to do it economically. Why was Harry's broom outside? Exciting to see, but why are they flying low over one of the most populated rivers in the world? There's a statute of secrecy, and Harry's already in trouble. This could be used against him at that hearing. I'm gonna need more of this. No one saw that. The music in this movie is pretty good. Okay, like I said, way back in my Chamber of Secrets review, this is something that bothers me when any movie does it, and that is when magic is portrayed as mechanical, because that makes it seem less magical. When you think about it, it can't be mechanical, but when it looks mechanical, that kind of bothers me. And in the book, the building it can't be seen. Like, people don't even notice that it's there. It's not that it isn't there. People are not capable of seeing that it's there because it is a secret. It doesn't open. It doesn't move. It's just suddenly you are aware that it's there once the secret keeper has told you that it is. And that is definitely not what is happening here, because they made a point of showing the fish tank and the water rolling. So it is actually moving out of the way, and people just aren't noticing that, which it is magic. That's fair. But I don't like that look. It's slower, and that's time that could have been used for something else, like character development, which I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of because we never have. And it makes it look less magical because it looks like something that somebody built with their hands, not a spell. And I like for my magic to look like magic. Things appearing out of nowhere, things that have no logical explanation, just magic. You get more from a Penn and Teller show. It shouldn't be. See, this building even looks like it was squashed recently. Why is everything so narrow? This family was supposed to be crazy wealthy.
Now. Harry. Heavens, you're all...
Straight upstairs, first door on the left.
I like that they had the house elf heads. I love throwing in touches like that. Set designers have been really, really good at that for the whole time, whether or not they were adequately lit or not. Putting them in the glass, you couldn't really tell what you were looking at. Like, I knew what those were. I could barely see them. Somebody who wouldn't actually know what they were wouldn't know what they were. Here's Creature. His existence in this movie is diminished. Is this the last time we see him? That is far from the screaming, racist, horrible thing that is in the books. He was mumbling, but the thing with Creature is he always mumbled loud enough for everybody to hear him, and he wasn't saying anything mean either. I actually can't blame Clothes. This is the only one he didn't write. What's your face? Have characters be meaner.
We've heard them talking about the dementia attack. You must tell us everything. It's completely unfair.
This dialogue's bad.
There's a lot of that going around at the moment.
Bed looks comfy.
I need this in a letter, I suppose. Gone all summer without a scrap of news.
Dumbledore made us swear not to tell you anything.
I'm the one who saw Voldemort return. I'm the one who fought him. I'm the one who saw Cedric Diggory get killed.
Harry, thought we heard your dulcet tones.
Don't bottle it up, though, mate. Let it out.
Could have had him yell. Why are the directors in these movies so scared of people yelling? That it seems not well handled because we didn't have any prior Harry frustration. That just kind of comes out of nowhere, and then, there's them having to give an explanation. And especially him having the hint of, there's an awful lot of that going around. That I think that was the worst part, that line. Did you hear that stammer that I talked about in the Bob Newhart video? That's the problem that I have with it, really, was that one line, because we don't know what he's talking about at this point in the movie. We have no idea what has not been fair, other than the hearing thing, which is exactly what she said. So why would he say, yeah, a lot of that same thing that you just mentioned. Also, man, that dialogue's bad. That's bad. Every line that Hermione had just didn't sound natural. And I know a lot of people got frustrated with Harry when reading this book about how he's flying off the handle, but at least he wasn't deadpan. Still have so far to go.